All right, let's dive deep into Italian Pinot Nero. You know, you sent a whole stack of articles over, so I can tell you're pretty serious about this.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got a trip to Italy coming up, or maybe you're just, really curious about this grape.
Right.
That's usually associated with Burgundy, right? But
Yeah.
but either way, I think get ready for some surprises
Uh-huh.
because Italy has really made Pinot Nero its own.
You know what's really fascinating about this?
Yeah.
Even like seasoned wine enthusiasts,
Mm-hmm.
they often overlook Italian Pinot Nero.
Really?
They don't realize that Italy's got this huge, diverse landscape, from the Alps down to Tuscany.
Right.
And it's really allowed this finicky grape to evolve into like this whole spectrum of styles.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So before we jump into this Italian adventure, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Our sources mention some mystery around how Pinot Nero even got to Italy, right? Like, do
Right.
we have any clues?
Yeah, the exact date and like the circumstances of how it got there, it's still debated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I think kind of adds to the allure.
Right.
But evidence suggests that it was probably sometime during like the medieval or Renaissance periods,
Okay.
maybe brought over by monks or noble families who were, traveling from Burgundy.
I love that image.
Yeah,
These monks carefully transporting these precious finds.
yeah,
This is just such a romantic image, right?
yeah.
But Pinot Nero is known for being so delicate, so challenging to grow.
It is.
I can't imagine it was easy to adapt it to like all these varied Italian terroirs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is notoriously sensitive,
Yeah.
like think thin-skinned grapes that ripen early,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very susceptible to frost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It took centuries of dedication
Really?
and skill for these Italian winemakers to figure out how to like coax the best out of this grape
Wow.
in their unique environments.
That dedication clearly has paid off
Yeah.
because Italy now has this mosaic of terroirs producing some truly distinct Pinot Neros.
It does.
So I'm ready for some surprises here. What region are we hitting first?
Let's go straight to Alto Adige in the mountainous north.
Okay.
Yeah, it might surprise you to hear about like elegant, almost alpine style Pinot Neros coming from Italy,
Yeah.
but Alto Adige delivers just that.
Alpine elegance. I'm imagining crisp mountain air, snow-capped peaks.
Yes.
How does that translate into the taste of the wine?
Think like a vibrant acidity, like a squeeze of fresh lemon,
Okay.
combined with bright red fruit flavors,
Yeah.
like cherry, raspberry, wild strawberry.
Wow.
And then there's this distinct minerality, kind of like a stony or flinty note
Yeah.
that really reflects those high altitude vineyards and those unique soils.
That's so interesting. I never realized how much the environment could impact the flavor.
Oh, it really does.
So now I'm starting to grasp this whole terroir thing. Yeah.
So are there any producers in Alto Adige that we should look out for?
Definitely. Keep an eye out for Franz Haas.
Okay.
They're known for their biodynamic approach,
Uh-huh.
and it results in these wines of exceptional purity and finesse.
Okay.
And then another top producer is J. Hofstetter.
All right.
Their wines, they showcase the incredible potential of Alto Adige's steep terraced vineyards.
I'm adding those to my list right now.
Right.
Okay, so we've experienced this alpine elegance in Alto Adige.
Yeah.
Where does our Pinot Nero journey take us next?
Let's shift gears and head east to Friuli Venezia Giulia.
Okay,
It's another region where Pinot Nero takes on a completely different personality.
I'm ready for it. From the articles, I gather that Friuli leans more towards complexity and minerality.
It does.
Can you tell me more about what makes this region's Pinot Nero stand out?
Friuli's Pinot Nero, it tends to be more savory and nuanced.
Okay.
Imagine aromas of forest floor,
Okay.
a hint of spice, maybe even a touch of smoke.
And the minerality here, it's also quite pronounced.
Yeah.
But it's different from Alto Adige.
Okay.
It's more like wet stones or crushed seashells.
Wow.
And it comes from the region's unique marl and sandstone soils.
So it's not just the mountain air.
Right.
It's about the specific soil composition.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
The Livio Faluga Winery.
Okay.
That's a great example of a producer who really captures that essence of Friulian Pinot Nero.
Okay.
Their wines are known for their complexity and elegance.
Livio Faluga, got it. Okay, two very different expressions of Pinot Nero so far.
Yeah.
What's next on our Italian tour?
Prepare for a surprise.
Okay.
We're heading south to Lombardia. specifically the Oltrepo Pavese area.
Lombardia. Isn't that known for Franciacorta?
It is.
I had no idea they produced still Pinot Nero there.
It's true that Lombardy is a sparkling wine powerhouse,
Right.
but don't underestimate its ability to produce still Pinot Neros with depth and character. Oltrepo Pavese has like the perfect combination of climate and soil for this grape to really thrive.
So Lombardy's proof that Italian wine regions can be incredibly versatile,
Yeah.
producing both like world-class sparkling wines and then serious still wines.
Yeah.
This is really challenging any preconceived notions I had.
It does.
Any standout producers in Oltrepo Pavese that I should know about?
Conte
Okay.
They're a historic producer
Uh-huh.
with a long tradition of making exceptional Pinot Nero in this region.
Got it.
Their wines, they often have like a lovely earthy quality
Okay.
with balanced acidity.
Conte added to the list.
Yeah.
Okay. Alpine elegance and Alto Adige, complex minerality and Friuli, and surprisingly good Pinot Nero in Lombardia.
Right.
I'm seeing a theme here.
What's that?
Diversity.
Yeah.
You really can't make assumptions about Italian Pinot Nero. It keeps defying expectations.
It really does. And the surprises aren't over yet. Get ready for the biggest twist of all.
Okay.
Our next stop takes us to Tuscany.
Hold on. Tuscany. Now that's a curveball.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Tuscany famous for Sangiovese? The grape behind Chianti Classico
Yeah.
and Brunello di Montalcino?
Yep.
How does Pinot Nero even fit into that picture?
Well, you're right. Tuscany is Sangiovese territory. So
Yeah.
so finding high-quality Pinot Nero here might seem counterintuitive.
It does.
But some daring producers have embraced this challenge.
Okay.
And they've proven that Pinot Nero can thrive in Tuscany's warmer climate,
Okay.
albeit with a unique twist.
Okay, so we're talking about a Tuscan Pinot Nero that's different from anything we've discussed so far.
Yeah.
How does it compare?
The Tuscan climate, with its warm days and cool nights,
Yeah.
it tends to produce like a bolder, more fruit-forward Pinot Nero.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, think like riper red and black fruit flavors, fuller body, and even a hint of spice. So it's a style that leans more towards the Mediterranean in contrast to those elegant, northern Italian expressions we've explored.
I never would have imagined that Pinot Nero could express itself in such a bold way. This is completely shattering my image of what this grape can do.
Yeah.
Are there any specific producers in Tuscany who are leading the way with Pinot Nero?
Castilla Diama is a prime example.
Okay.
They've really embraced Pinot Nero
Uh-huh.
and shown its potential in Tuscany.
Okay.
Their wines are a testament to the fact that you can achieve quality and complexity
Yeah.
with this grape, even in a warmer climate.
Castello di Biama. Noted. My mental map of Italian wine regions is officially getting a major update. I'm seeing Pinot Nero everywhere now. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I want to rewind a bit.
Okay.
And focus on the grape itself.
Right.
What makes Pinot Nero so unique?
Yeah.
At a fundamental level.
It all comes down to the structure of the grape. Pinot Nero berries, they're small and the skin is incredibly thin.
Oh, wow.
And that means a higher ratio of skin to juice, which is crucial because the skin is where all the color, tannins, and aromas are concentrated.
So we're saying that these like physical characteristics of the grape, they directly contribute to its delicate nature.
Yes.
And those complex flavors.
Exactly. And that thin skin, it makes Pinot Nero susceptible to all sorts of challenges.
Like what?
From frost to disease.
Wow.
And because there's so much skin contact with the juice during fermentation,
Uh-huh.
you get a more intense extraction of those, color, tannin, and aroma compounds.
I never realized how important that skin to juice ratio was.
It's very important.
That explains why Pinot Nero feels so different on the palate
Yeah.
compared to like a thicker skinned grape like Cabernet Sauvignon.
Exactly.
It's like a whole new world of subtle flavors and nuances.
Yeah. And that delicate nature is amplified
Okay.
by Pinot Nero's tendency to ripen early.
Yeah.
In Italy, particularly in those cooler northern regions,
Yeah.
late spring frosts can pose a serious threat to the crop.
So it seems like every step from the grape's genetics to the regional climate.
Yeah.
It presents its own set of challenges.
It does.
It makes you appreciate the skill
Yeah,
and the artistry of these Italian winemakers even more.
it does.
They're working with a truly demanding grape. So this delicate dance between nature and human intervention, it leads us right into the winemaking process, right?
Right.
How do Italian producers approach Pinot Nero in the cellar?
Italian winemaking is all about balancing tradition with innovation.
Okay.
And that's especially true with Pinot Nero.
Uh-huh.
You'll often find these traditional methods like hand harvesting,
Yeah.
which ensures that only the best grapes make it into the winery.
So it's about respecting the delicate nature of the grape
Yes.
from the very beginning.
Right.
But I'm guessing there's more to the story than just traditional techniques.
There is.
Our sources mention like a blend of old and new approaches.
Yes, you're spot on.
Okay.
Many producers also use open vat fermentation,
Okay.
which is a traditional method
Yeah.
that allows for greater contact between the juice and the grape skins,
Uh-huh.
enhancing color and complexity.
Okay.
But then they might incorporate modern techniques like temperature control
Oh, okay.
to ensure a slow and steady fermentation
Yeah.
that preserves those delicate aromas.
Okay, so it's a delicate balancing act, respecting tradition,
Yes,
while also embracing modern techniques
it is.
to refine the process.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that theme of balance come up again and again.
You are.
What about oak? I know oak aging can have a big impact on the flavor of wine.
It can.
How do Italian producers approach oak with Pinot Nero?
French oak is the go-to choice
Okay.
for aging Italian Pinot Nero. It adds layers of complexity and structure to the wine, without overpowering the delicate fruit flavors.
Okay.
But it's always used judiciously
Okay.
with a careful eye to its balance.
French oak, judiciously used.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, so we've covered the vineyard, the grape, the cellar.
Right.
Now I'm ready for the best part, the tasting.
Right.
So imagine I've just poured a glass of Italian Pinot Nero. What kind of sensory journey am I in for?
First, take a moment to appreciate the visual beauty.
Okay.
You'll likely see a light to medium ruby color,
Okay.
almost translucent,
Uh-huh.
perhaps with some garnet hues
Yeah.
developing as the wine ages.
Okay.
It's a color that hints at the elegance and finesse to come.
Okay. I'm swirling the line in my glass, taking in the color. What about the aroma? I'm imagining something incredibly inviting and complex.
You won't be disappointed.
Right.
Lean in and inhale the beautiful bouquet. Expect an array of fresh red fruits. Think strawberry, cherry, maybe a touch of raspberry.
Yeah.
And then there are those delicate floral notes
Mm-hmm.
that the Pinot Nero is known for.
Right.
Perhaps a hint of rose or violet,
Yeah.
adding a layer of elegance.
I love those floral notes in Pinot Nero. They add a touch of romance, don't you think?
They do.
But I'm also getting a sense that there's more to the aroma than just fruit and flowers.
You're picking up on those subtle nuances that make Italian Pinot Nero so captivating.
Uh-huh.
Depending on the region and the winemaker's choices, you might also find hints of spice, earthiness, maybe even a touch of forest floor.
Okay.
It's all about those layers of complexity.
Wow. I can already tell that tasting Italian Pinot Nero is going to be a multi-sensory adventure.
It is.
So we've covered the visual, the aromas. Now for the moment of truth.
Yes.
What happens when that wine hits my palate?
As you take your first sip, you'll be greeted by a vibrant acidity
Okay.
that lifts the wine and makes it incredibly refreshing.
Uh-huh.
The tannins will be present,
Okay.
but they'll be silky smooth,
Okay.
contributing to a smooth texture
Yeah.
rather than a harsh astringency.
Okay, so we're talking about a wine that's refreshing and elegant.
Yes.
Not a heavy hitter.
Right.
What about the body? Is Italian Pinot Nero typically light-bodied?
In general, yes.
Okay.
You're not looking for a big, bold wine here. It's all about elegance, finesse,
Yeah.
and a long, lingering finish.
Yeah.
That leaves you wanting more.
Ah, that lingering finish is key, right?
It is.
It's that final impression that
Yeah.
can make or break a wine. I'm already getting excited about exploring all these different expressions of Italian Pinot Nero. But now my mind is racing with possibilities for food pairings.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin?
Well, the good news is that Italian Pinot Nero is incredibly food friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Its versatility allows it to complement a wide range of dishes, but it's particularly well suited to Italian cuisine.
All right, let's talk pairings.
Okay.
What are some classic Italian dishes that come to mind when you think of Pinot Nero?
Pasta's always a great starting point.
Okay.
A lighter Pinot Nero from Alto Adige
Yeah.
would be perfect with like a delicate tagliatelle al ragu.
Okay.
You know, the wine's acidity would cut through the richness of the sauce, while the red fruit flavors, they would complement those savory notes of the meat.
Okay, so far we've got like lighter pasta dishes covered,
Right.
but what about something heartier?
Okay.
Like a classic bistecca alla Fiorentina.
Sure.
Can Pinot Nero handle that?
Absolutely. For a Florentine-style T-bone steak,
Yeah.
I'd reach for a more robust Pinot Nero
Okay.
from Lombardia or Tuscany.
Oh.
You know, the wine's fuller body
Yeah.
and riper fruit flavors.
Yeah.
They can stand up to the richness of the meat,
Okay.
while the acidity will help cleanse the palate
Right.
between bites.
Wow. So we're talking about a Pinot Nero that can go like toe to toe with a steak.
It can.
I'm starting to see just how versatile this grape can be.
It is.
What about dishes with a bit more, let's say, earthiness?
Well, if you're having risotto ai funghi porcini,
Okay.
you know, risotto with porcini mushrooms,
Yeah.
I'd recommend a Pinot Nero from Friuli or Piemonte.
Okay.
You know, the wine's earthy forest floor notes, they'll echo the flavors of the mushrooms,
Yeah.
creating this harmonious pairing.
Okay. Pasta, steak, risotto. Is there anything that Italian Pinot Nero doesn't pair well with?
Honestly, it's hard to go wrong.
All right.
You know, think about lighter meats like roasted chicken or duck.
Okay.
Pinot Nero's acidity
Yeah.
and red fruit flavors make it, you know, a perfect match for poultry.
Uh-huh.
Seafood, especially grilled or roasted fish,
Yeah.
also works beautifully.
And what about cheese?
Yeah.
Because I know you can't talk about Italian food
Right.
without mentioning cheese.
You're right. Cheese is an essential part of Italian cuisine.
Right.
And Pinot Nero offers a range of pairing possibilities.
Okay.
You know, you could pair a lighter Pinot Nero with Brie or Camembert.
Okay.
The wine's acidity will cut through the creaminess of the cheese,
Uh-huh.
while the fruity notes will complement the subtle earthiness
Yeah. Okay.
for something a bit more intense.
Yeah.
Try a medium-aged Fontina
Okay.
or Taleggio
Yeah.
with a Pinot Nero from Friuli.
Okay.
The wine's complex aromas and minerality will stand up to the bolder flavors of these cheeses.
Okay, so we've got soft cheeses, medium cheeses.
Right.
What about those bold aged cheeses that Italy's known for,
Yeah.
like Pecorino Toscano or even Parmigiano Reggiano?
Yeah, even those can work. A well-structured Pinot Nero from Tuscany,
Yeah.
you know, with its riper fruit and fuller body,
Uh-huh.
it could handle the intensity of a Pecorino Toscano or even a Parmigiano Reggiano.
Wow.
You know, the key is to find a Pinot Nero
Yeah.
with enough weight and complexity
Okay.
to match the boldness of the cheese.
This is making me incredibly hungry. I'm sensing a theme here. It seems like matching the weight and intensity of the dish to the style of Pinot Nero is key.
That's a great observation.
Okay.
And don't forget to consider those regional connections.
All right.
You know, a Pinot Nero from Alto Adige,
Mhm.
it might be like the perfect match for a dish
Yeah.
from that same region,
Right.
you know, highlighting the local flavors and traditions.
This deep dive is making me want to book a flight to Italy, like right now.
But before we wrap up this delicious journey, I'm curious about the future of Italian Pinot Nero.
Yeah. What are the challenges and opportunities on the horizon?
Well, you know, climate change is a significant concern.
Okay.
As temperatures rise, it could impact everything.
Really?
From ripening times
Mhm.
to the overall balance of the wines.
Yeah. Right.
You know, Pinot Nero's, it's a sensitive grape.
Yeah.
So even small shifts in climate can have a noticeable effect.
That makes sense. I'm guessing that means like sustainability is more important than ever
It is.
for Italian winemakers, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Many Italian producers are already embracing organic and biodynamic practices.
Oh, wow.
Not just for environmental reasons, but also because they believe it leads to healthier vines and higher quality grapes.
And it's not just about responding to challenges, right?
I think it
There
is.
are also exciting opportunities ahead.
But
for Italian Pinot Nero, right?
you're right. Italian winemakers are constantly innovating.
Uh-huh.
They're experimenting with different clones of Pinot Nero,
Yeah.
new winemaking techniques,
How cool.
and even exploring new regions for planting.
So it's this delicate dance between preserving traditions and embracing the future.
Precisely.
Oh.
And the more they innovate, the more potential there is for Italian Pinot Nero
Yeah.
to gain even greater recognition on the world stage.
This has been an eye-opening exploration
Yeah.
of Italian Pinot Nero. I feel like I've barely scratched the surface.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm already hooked. Before we move on, can we take a step back and,
Yeah.
and summarize some key insights for our listener?
Of course.
Okay.
First and foremost, Italy has truly made Pinot Nero its own. It's not simply replicating Burgundy.
Right.
It's creating a distinct Italian expression of
Yeah.
this noble grape.
And that expression takes many forms. Yes.
Exactly. We've seen how diverse terroirs from the Alpine North to the warmer South
Yeah.
influence the style of Italian Pinot Nero.
Right.
You have elegant, mineral-driven wines in Alto Adige, complex and aromatic wines in Friuli,
Yeah.
and then the bolder and more fruit-forward wines in Tuscany.
Mhm.
The list goes on.
So someone who loves like bold red wines
Yeah,
could find an Italian Pinot Nero to suit their taste.
absolutely.
That's something I wouldn't have known before this deep dive.
And on the other end of the spectrum,
Yeah.
if you prefer wines with lighter body and more delicate flavors,
Mm.
there's an Italian Pinot Nero for you as well.
Right.
And let's not forget the incredible food pairing possibilities.
That's right. We explored pairings with pasta, steak, risotto, seafood, cheese.
Yeah,
You name it. It seems like Italian Pinot Nero can handle almost anything you throw at it.
exactly. It's versatility
Yeah.
in terms of food pairings
Yeah.
is truly remarkable.
So to sum it all up for our listener, quality, versatility, regional expression, these are the hallmarks of Italian Pinot Nero.
They are.
It's a wine that deserves to be explored and appreciated.
It does.
For its unique character and charm.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And for anyone listening, I think the biggest takeaway is
Yeah.
don't underestimate Italian Pinot Nero.
Right.
Go out there, seek out Italian Pinot Neros from different regions and producers.
Yeah.
And discover your own favorites.
Right.
You might be surprised by what you find.
And the exciting thing is this exploration of Italian Pinot Nero, it's constantly evolving.
It is.
We've talked about the classic regions,
Right.
but there are these like emerging areas in Italy that are starting to make a name for themselves with this grape.
They are.
And now you've really piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
I love discovering hidden gems.
Yeah.
So where are we talking about?
Well, keep an eye on places like Emilia-Romagna.
Okay.
It's a region known for its Lambrusco and Parmigiano Reggiano.
All right. Right.
But they're also quietly producing some exciting Pinot Neros.
Really?
They have the cool climate and clay soils
Oh,
that
okay.
that Pinot Nero loves.
Emilia-Romagna Pinot Nero, huh?
Yeah.
I never would have guessed. See, this is what I love about these deep dives.
Yeah.
Always something new to discover.
Right.
And it's not just the north.
Yeah.
Some parts of Sicily, an island
Yeah.
that's known for its warm climate wines. They're also experimenting with Pinot Nero,
Yeah.
planting it at higher elevations,
Right.
to capture those cooler temperatures.
It's fascinating.
Sicilian Pinot Nero. That's an adventure. I
Yeah.
need to add to my list. It's almost like a treasure hunt, discovering these hidden pockets
Right.
of Pinot Nero excellence across Italy.
Exactly. And it speaks to the fact that Italian winemaking is never static. There's this constant drive to explore, to push boundaries, and to see what's possible with different grapes and terroirs.
That's what makes Italian wine so fascinating. It's this, beautiful blend of tradition and innovation.
Yeah.
And Pinot Nero seems to be at the forefront of that evolution. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
Can we zoom out for a second?
Yeah.
And recap some key takeaways for our listener?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that the most important takeaway
Uh-huh.
is that Italy has truly embraced Pinot Nero
Right.
and made it its own.
Oh.
It's not just about copying Burgundy. It's
Right.
about expressing the grape
Yeah.
in a uniquely Italian way.
And that expression is incredibly diverse, right?
It is.
It's not just one style of Italian Pinot Nero.
Yeah.
It's a whole spectrum.
It is. Exactly. We've seen how different terroirs, from the Alpine North to the warmer South, shape the character of the wines.
Yeah.
You know, you have those elegant mineral-driven wines in Alto Adige, the complex and aromatic wines in Friuli,
Right.
and then the bolder, more fruit-forward wines in Tuscany.
Right.
It's incredible to see, how adaptable Pinot Nero can be.
So someone who loves bold red wines
Yeah,
could find an Italian Pinot Nero to suit their taste.
absolutely.
That's something I wouldn't have known
Right.
before this deep dive.
And on the other end of the spectrum,
Yeah.
if you prefer wines with lighter body
Yeah.
and more delicate flavors,
Yeah.
there's an Italian Pinot Nero for you as well.
Right.
And let's not forget, the incredible food pairing possibilities.
That's right. We explored pairings with pasta, steak, risotto, seafood, cheese. The list goes on and on. It seems like Italian Pinot Nero can handle almost anything you throw at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Its versatility in terms of food pairings
Yeah.
is truly remarkable.
So to sum it all up for our listener,
Yeah.
quality, versatility, regional expression. These are the hallmarks of Italian Pinot Nero.
They are.
It's a wine that deserves to be explored and appreciated
It does.
for its unique character and charm.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And for anyone listening, I think the best advice is this.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to experiment.
Right.
Go out there, seek out Italian Pinot Neros
Yeah.
from different regions and producers.
Yeah.
And discover your own favorites.
Right.
You might be surprised by what you find.
I love that. It's an invitation to embark on a delicious adventure.
Yeah.
And you know me, I always like to end these deep dives
Yeah.
with a final thought.
Yeah.
Something to spark our listeners' curiosity and
Right.
and keep them thinking.
All right.
So here it is.
Okay.
Considering the growing awareness
Yeah.
of sustainable practices in the wine world,
Right.
how might Italian Pinot Nero producers further leverage those practices
Uh-huh.
to not only protect the environment,
Right.
but also enhance the quality and expression of their wines?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It's an invitation to think about the interconnectedness of everything.
Right.
The environment, the grape, the winemaker,
Yeah.
and ultimately the person enjoying that glass of wine.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into the fascinating world of Italian Pinot Nero. We hope you've enjoyed the journey as much as we have.
It's it.
And until next time, happy exploring. We've covered so much ground, in our exploration of Italian Pinot Nero.
We have.
From those mountain vineyards in Alto Adige to the unexpected success of Pinot Nero in Tuscany.
Yeah.
I have to admit, this deep dive has completely changed my perception of what this grape can do.
That's the beauty of Italian winemaking.
Yeah.
There's always something new to discover.
Yeah.
Some unexpected twist that challenges your assumptions.
Exactly. And I think that's a great takeaway for our listeners.
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself to the familiar.
Right.
Go out there and explore the world of Italian Pinot Nero.
I agree.
You might just find your new favorite wine.
Absolutely. And when you're exploring, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Right.
Talk to winemakers, sommeliers, or even fellow wine enthusiasts.
Yeah.
The more you learn,
Yeah.
the more you'll appreciate the incredible diversity and depth of Italian Pinot Nero.
That's such great advice. It's all about that journey of discovery.
It
right?
is.
And you know me.
Yeah.
I always like to leave our listeners with a final thought, something to ponder as they embark on their own Italian Pinot Nero adventures.
Okay.
So here it is.
Right.
If you could only choose one region in Italy to showcase the versatility and brilliance of Italian Pinot Nero, which region would you choose?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Each region has its own unique charm.
Right.
And something special to offer.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose just one,
Yeah.
I think I'd go with Friuli Venezia Giulia.
Friuli.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Why Friuli?
It's a region that truly embodies the spirit of Italian Pinot Nero.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
it has that perfect balance of tradition and innovation, a deep respect for the land, and a commitment to producing wines of exceptional quality and character.
I'm starting to see why you chose Friuli.
Yeah.
It seems to represent the best of what Italian Pinot Nero has to offer.
Exactly, and the wines themselves are just so captivating. You know,
Yeah.
they have this complexity, this elegance,
Yeah.
and this minerality that's so distinctive of Friuli.
Right.
They're wines that invite you to slow down,
Yeah.
to savor each sip,
Yeah.
to truly appreciate the nuances of Pinot Nero.
Well, there you have it, folks. Friuli Venezia Giulia, a region that embodies the heart and soul of Italian Pinot Nero. We hope this deep dive has inspired you to seek out a bottle of Friulian Pinot Nero and experience its magic for yourself.
And if you do, let us know what you think. We'd love
Yeah.
to hear about your discoveries.
Until next time, happy exploring and cheers to Italian Pinot Nero.